Welcome to the Unsexy Businessmen podcast, where we talk about everything business related and unsexy topics. I am Aaron Skinner. I usually don't do the intros. I'm Aaron Skinner. As always, I'm with my brother Alex Skinner, and we're going to be talking about something extremely topical right now. We're going to be talking about how much everyone hates Ticketmaster. And in fact, just not just Ticketmaster, Live Nation, which also owns Ticketmaster. And then really all the different types of secondary market things. I mean, I think the other one, StubHub,
yeah.
SeatGeek,
all of them.
But to be completely honest, I do have a story about, I think it is StubHub actually. But we'll get to that later. But the main culprit, which is being sued right now by the DOJ for being a monopoly, is Ticketmaster. So that's what I wanted to talk about mostly. So first of all, Alex, let me tell you about my recent experience. I wanted to buy some tickets for the Metallica concert that is happening at the Sphere. I'm not like the biggest Metallica fan, but I do like Metallica, and the Sphere is a really cool venue to see a concert like that. I think this is like the first like genuine rock band that'll be at the Sphere, so it's really cool. I've seen a few other events there, and it's a really cool experience. So I did my due diligence. I got my presale code. I got into the lobby before the sale even began. I was only about 10 minutes early, but I thought that was plenty of time. And then I got to the actual queue. My spot in the queue was 165,000. 165,000. And I probably need to go relook this up. Did you look at this, Alex, what the Sphere holds? I believe the Sphere holds around 18 or 20,000 people. I wasn't sure if you're looking it up before.
And 17,600
okay,
with a total of 20,000 if you're lucky.
Yeah, if like the floor seating, you can add some more, or floor standing, I guess. So when I saw that, I saw like the 18,000 roughly. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get a ticket. And so that kind of screwed it up. And then but luckily they announced more shows. So I was going to be smart. I was going to get into the pre-lobby an hour before, and I tried to do that, and that didn't work. I finally got into the queue. I mean, the lobby thing didn't work at all. I had to keep getting back and forth. And when I got in, I was 190,000th person waiting to buy one. Now, unless they significantly grew the Sphere, I also knew that was, so I wasn't going to wait around. So yeah, that was my experience recently with ticket. Have you ever had any issues with Ticketmaster?
Just like all the common ones, man. And I think everyone should have a goal of getting, because here's the thing that like pisses me off about this. So yes, Guns N' Roses is like 2007, 2008. Before they all got back together, I think they still had Buckethead as like their lead guitarist with Axl Rose.
Yeah.
And canceled, no refund. And I can't remember. Thankfully, my brother Matt purchased those tickets. Thanks, Matt. And so he's the one that really got screwed on that one. And so just overall, like bad customer service, and very similar thing has happened. Like, this is not an uncommon story.
No.
Like, what you're dealing with is just trying to buy the tickets, and then essentially what's going to happen is these normal people aren't getting tickets.
Fans
aren't getting it, and then people who are purchasing just to resale at astronomically high levels. And at the end of the day, Ticketmaster doesn't care because they got their money. They're just like, okay, cool. We sold out. Wait, you got something?
No, keep going.
And the goal should be to eventually be sued by the DOJ, because essentially that means that you've made billions of dollars off the backs of hardworking Americans. Not to get too political here. Like literally people just want some escapism. Like that's what concerts are for. And now they're astronomically priced. All of the fees that are added into it, the convenience of what I just bought this online. What convenience have you like offered me by me sitting here? You didn't have to hire anybody for me to go purchase the ticket. That might have made sense. I don't know, back in the 70s, and nothing happens. Like, yes, no, they're getting sued, but you know what's really going to happen? Like, They're still going to keep making their money. Maybe there's some sort of thing where like they break them apart, like, oh, you're a monopoly, so you have to like give this part away, but they're still going to make their money and they don't care about you. And that's like been a very common thing with a lot of things that we've been talking about lately, where it's there are these big machines that use you and your money and they don't care about screwing you over. Like I was talking to my barber who's going through the exact same thing Aaron described for the Metallica concert at the Sphere. And then we started talking about the show that got canceled in Utah a year ago due to weather. And
Oh yeah.
everyone wanted to see Post Malone, and then Post Malone show part of the show got canceled. Her person had an $80 um show insurance that they purchased, but because 3 of the performers performed that night, only Post Malone didn't, the insurance was not going to refund them their ticket. And then like you have this like, oh, all right, everyone on Saturday who had a ticket can come to the Sunday one, and then you just have this huge cluster of like, oh, so double the capacity that's even possible for this place. You're going to try. And so anyways, it is a tale as old as time. Everyone has experienced this, and nobody does a GD thing about it because when there's money to be made, they really don't care. Like, we already got our money. Talk to you later.
And let me. So I did a little bit of a deep dive into this. Let me just read something to you about how much Ticketmaster doesn't give a shit about the actual consumer. They were in cahoots with all of these scalpers. So in 2018, an undercover journalist from CBS News and the Toronto Star posed as a scalper at a ticket industry conference in Las Vegas. They found out Ticketmaster reps openly pitching a secret tool called Trade Desk, software designed specifically for professional scalpers to manage massive ticket inventories. When the undercover reporter asked a Ticketmaster rep if they'd police people using multiple fake accounts, the rep said, no, I have a gentleman who's got over 200 Ticketmaster.com accounts. Like on camera, they like a rep from the company said this to them. And it's so crazy to me because there are ways that they can that prevent this from happening, like the scalping and stuff. Like I think in the UK, it's illegal to sell tickets for more than the face value of the ticket. So it is possible because they still Ticketmaster functions in the UK. And so the UK is like, the Ticketmaster's like, oh, we love this. Yeah, this is great. We should have this. We should have this in the United States. And yet they are actively lobbying to not make that a law. So they say one thing, and it's what we always talk about. Corporations don't care about you; they just want to make as much money as possible. And the thing that's crazy, the reason that Ticketmaster wants scalpers to be able to do this because they make money selling to the scalpers. They make money when the scalpers sell it to someone else. And then if someone else, a regular fan decides to sell it, they make money. So they're triple dipping they're making so much money off of one ticket just from all these different transactions because all the transaction fees that they get. And it's because I've sold tickets on Ticketmaster before. So I get charged for selling it, and then the person buying it gets charged for selling or for buying it. So it's so crazy that you're right, Alex. It's never going to change because the most popular band in the world in I think it was like 1992 or 94, something like that. Pearl Jam made it like their personal mission to like take out Ticketmaster, and they were unsuccessful trying to do that as well. So it leaves me little hope that that's going to anything is going to actually change. And so this is probably just our giant rant about how terrible Ticketmaster is. But that's the thing
Pearl
that
Jam
makes
uses
me the most
Ticketmaster
mad.
now too.
What'd you say?
And Pearl Jam uses Ticketmaster now.
Yeah,
like it was
yeah.
like, oh, we're so mad.
They have to.
You know,
They
this
have
is
to.
so simple. Let's do it this way.
Well, you know why they have to use it? Because they own, I think it's like 40%. I'm going to make sure I got these.
It's a perfect name, Master. You know,
they really do. So Live Nation controls 60% of concert promotion and controls 75% of ticket sales through exclusive exclusive venue contracts. So if you are an artist and you want to perform at wherever, like let's say, I don't know if Ticketmaster or the Live Nation owns it, but let's say the Staples Center, you want to perform there, you have to go through Ticketmaster. And this is like I said, what is it? 60% of all promotions Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's and 70% of venue contracts. So if you are an artist, an up and coming artist, and you start doing really, really well, like there's no choice. Like a lot of people were getting mad at like Taylor Swift or whatever. Like I wasn't mad at Metallica because this happened. I wasn't like, I can't believe they're screwed over their fans. Like the artists can't do anything. Like that's out of their hands. If they want to perform at these venues, they have to go through Ticketmaster. And so because of that, I mean, they literally have a monopoly. I'll be curious to see what actually happens with this lawsuit and see how it gets broken up or whatever. But even other things, other platforms suck too. Like I'll give you an example. We went to the Oasis concert, their reunion concert this past whatever it was September or last September, and my brother Monty, I guess our brother Monty, purchased tickets through StubHub because I think I can't remember if that was the who owned that venue or not, but he bought it through StubHub. So he bought it like weeks in advance. And so what normally happens is you'll buy the ticket, and sometimes you don't get your ticket until a few days before the event is going to happen. He never got his tickets ever. So he was sitting like we're waiting in line to show our tickets to get in, and he never got his tickets. He was on the phone freaking out because of course he was like, he was getting left
I had
outside
an
when we go into the
expectation.
concert. Yeah. And so he had to scramble, and luckily he was able to find literally last second another ticket he could buy and get immediately. But StubHub, I mean, to StubHub's credit, he eventually got refunded, but it wasn't an immediate thing. He didn't like immediately get his refund. It was like he was on the phone trying to figure stuff out. And as we know, calling into any sort of big corporation is absolutely horrible. And I'm sure lots of people call in constantly, so they weren't able to handle that traffic. But like that's another thing. What's the deal? What's the deal with like if you buy a ticket, you don't get it immediately? Like, what is that? Why is that a thing? It should be if you're buying a ticket through a company, you should immediately have access to that ticket. Like it's crazy to me that that's even a thing where, and it's happened to me before, where it's sorry, my phone was ringing, where I've had to wait. Oh, dude, it was for a Sphere concert. I got my wife tickets to the Backstreet Boys, and I bought them, and it was like I bought them way in advance, and I didn't get the actual tickets until like 3 days before she was going to the concert, which stressed me out huge because they had the plane ticket, they had their hotel all set up, they had everything set up minus the ticket. So
The thing they're going for.
yes, like I don't know what that's about. Like what is that? Why am I waiting to get this ticket? What is taking so long? It should be as soon as you get it. And I get like the argument like, well, what happens is someone has a ticket from Ticketmaster, they have to transfer it to StubHub, and then StubHub has to transfer to you. Like, okay, then don't
Why
let
does that
this
take a long time?
don't
That's
well,
what the
no,
fees
no,
are for.
no. Then don't let the ticket be available until you have that ticket, StubHub. Like that's how it has to work. I don't get it. Yeah, and that's what the fees are for. All this protection and all these guarantees and stuff like that mean nothing. Because when there's any sort of pushback, it's very rare that it's in your favor. It's almost always in the favor of the company, because what are you going to do? Try and sue Ticketmaster? I mean, it just takes the U.S. government to sue Ticketmaster. You're not going to be able to sue them. But yeah, it just drives me crazy, man.
And and you can go and review bomb them and do whatever you want, but inevitably since it's a systematic thing that is already set up, like you mentioned, where it's 60%, there's very little that any random individual can do. And this goes back to like a lot of just general public thing. Like I'm just thinking about like our Bad Bunny podcast that we did that got a lot of people talking about it, and then comments coming in for people who hated Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, that don't understand that, and then like super pissed off at the NFL, and I was just like, interesting. The NFL still, it's like we said on the podcast, the NFL is still going to operate. No matter what. And like what's crazy to me is what we're talking about with Ticketmaster actually impacts people. The The Super Bowl halftime show does not matter at all or impact your life. People with the Ticketmaster thing are losing money, and essentially they'll just go like do the complaint thing, and there's not enough people who go and do like the boycott. Just like, all right, cool, we're not going to do this. It would take someone like Taylor Swift to be like, but once again, it's like you mentioned, it's the venue, not the artist themselves. It would have to take some, and that's why you said the U.S. government
Yeah.
coming in and getting involved, which is why I want to remind everybody we're no longer a republic. A republic is a bunch of states that operate on their own. The federal government has way too much power for us to be considered a republic anymore. I'm sure someone's like, well, technically, like we're still a republic because there's states and stuff like that. But the amount of state power, like, you think the state of Utah could be like, all right, we're going to get rid of Ticketmaster? No, they couldn't. And so I don't know where I'm like trying to get with this. It's almost like we are
Nothing's
just
gonna
like
change.
ranting about it like over and over, but it makes me really sad to see all of this money like being taken away from people that they end up losing. And like, I mean, I don't anticipate you being able to like to solve this problem, Aaron, but like what changes in behavior are there? Like, what do you do? What do you like? You're like, well, I still have to buy shit and I still want to
Yes,
go to things.
that's
You
the
know what I
thing.
mean?
Yes, there's like it changes. I mean, I won't go to that. You know, if the resale for those tickets, I mean, right now they're like crazy high, which makes sense. I don't know if they'll come down. I don't know. I saw one for it was $13,000 for a ticket. I'm like, listen, I like Metallica. I don't like Metallica $13,000. Um, it's it can't it's essentially we've become accustomed to all this. Like all we do is like, damn Ticketmaster, well, I guess I gotta pay it. Like it's just like taxes. Like that's the new thing should be death, taxes, and Ticketmaster should be the new
Service
quote.
fees.
Yes, service fees. It's like there's okay, so the only way that this could be really solved is won't ever happen because it would make zero financial sense to do this. You would have to have someone like Taylor Swift is like, I'm going to build my own stadium and I'm going to sell my tickets through my own software or whatever. And that's how we're going to sell it. And we're going to circumnavigate Ticketmaster. You know,
Which
unless
is not convenient for her.
no, like unless they were able to get, and like, I'm not even going to put this on the artist anyways, because that'd be a
Yeah.
giant financial burden and like, that's just whatever. But I mean, if there was like, there was some sort of conglomerate of giant artists that got together and like we're building our own venues and people could do it, but just it's easier just being like Ticketmaster sucks, I don't want to have to use them, they're making us use them. So and I'm not going to say she should do that, but that would be the only way to really be able to get around using
But the
Ticketmaster.
conglomerate idea is an interesting one where it'd be like this League of Nations, this League of Artists that come together and just like, sorry, like we're not doing this anymore. We're gonna like we're all the United Artists, maybe call
Yeah,
it that if that doesn't already
I
exist,
think
which it does.
I think it went
Like,
out of business, so they could take that name.
great. So they'll say, hey, we're United Artists, and then they do it. But this is an interesting thing. You want to know why that hasn't happened? Because they don't care about you. No,
Yeah.
none of these artists care about you either. Like they could do that. Like it's interesting. Like I do think it's crazy for like an individual artist, like you said. I think
Yeah.
that's completely like out of control. But like I see the things that they care about, and I see the things that they talk about, and how often they don't do anything for their fans. Like
Yeah.
and maybe like they're like, our contract with our fans is we put on a show for you, you pay to come see it.
Yeah.
That's what our contract is, and that's fine. But just a reminder to everybody, like that is the relationship and the contract that we enter with all of these artists. And maybe we stop calling them artists because they're not. They are business people. They are
Right.
business people who are trying to make us. And I'm not. This isn't me like mad at the artists. Like I don't know if I love capitalism, but like capitalism allows for people to make their own way in life and to be able to make a substantial amount of difference financially in their lives and in the lives of people that they care about. So it's not an anti-capitalism thing. It's just I think the only band that is true like would be like Rage Against the Machine, and that's why they probably don't tour because they're always like dealing. No,
No,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
even them. The
I'll tell
super
you, dude.
anti-capitalistic people.
So Rage Against the Machine had a concert that got put on, dude. It was like 2022. It was like pretty soon after the whole COVID thing, and their tickets I think they try to do it like I think they tried their hardest in order to make it fair for their fans, but their tickets ended up costing like $900 because this dude.
Because
What
of
we
the
have to
resale market, or just
yes.
was that retail?
No, that was because
Resale.
of scalpers. And so they tried their hardest to prevent that from happening, and they still couldn't make it happen. And I can't remember if they ended up doing the show or not, but there was so much backlash because exactly like you were thinking, Alex, that was like their whole point is like, hey, fuck the band, fuck government. Like we're gonna do a show for the people, and they couldn't even do it. Like, because I remember I was like, Rage is gonna come. I was like, oh, how much are those tickets? And it was like, I think the ones I looked at was like $650. I was like, I already saw them a couple of times. I'm not spending that much money. When I saw them, it was like $60. So I don't want to spend 10 times that much to go see him again. But yeah, so not even the most. I mean, it would have to be smaller artists and small venues is honestly what it'd be, and have to be venues that aren't owned by Ticketmaster or any of these other companies. But why would artists like, sweet, I'm gonna go to this bar and play in front
Make
of
way less
200
money.
and make way less money? It makes no sense. But I just want everyone to remember that whenever their favorite artist or celebrity says, I wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for the fans, they don't actually mean that. Well, I guess they do, because the fans still have to pay those prices. What they should say is like, I wouldn't be able to do all this if it wasn't for my fans paying the outrageous fees that Ticketmaster charges in order to come see me. That's what they really should be saying, because that's what it really is. I'm so glad I have such dedicated fans that they will take out loans to come see me play live. That's how much people love me. I mean, it's great. Like, again, not mad about it. That's the reality of it. That's what it is.
Can you think of like any artist that's been like boycotted? I don't know if I'm in the entertainment world enough to like think of that, but like where it's just like, oh, this person did something, so we're like essentially like the cancellation of like a
Of an
major
actual
band or anything
artist.
like that.
No, I mean, Dave Grohl cheated on his wife and got another chick pregnant, and we're still
Yeah,
going to go to his concert.
right.
um, it would have to be unless they went to prison. There was
And then
the
they
whole,
can't perform.
and then they can't perform. Like, that's really the only way. But I think, especially with the most artists, people just they like their art. Maybe they don't like the person, but they like the art. If we really got into all of our favorite bands, I'm sure they're
There's
not
a
great
problem with all
people.
of them.
Yes, yeah, it just in general.
It's more
um
along the lines of like going back to the only way, and this like when did the Unsexy Businessmen turn into a revolutionary podcast? Well, like the only like it takes massive amounts of people to make any type of real change. And when I say massive, I'm not talking like millions. I'm talking like tens of millions of people, like at the United States level, and then potentially hundreds of millions of people at like a global scale.
yeah,
And I just don't like it's one of those frustrating things where it's I hate that there are so many things in the world where it's like, all right, you just kind of have to deal with that. Like
yeah,
there's no like, oh, it's like, okay, cool. I guess I don't go to any more concerts. I don't go to any more of these specific venues. Like, yeah, go support local. I'm like, yeah, you want to know? No offense. You want to know why they're local? It's because they suck. It's because they're not
yeah,
as good. Like,
yeah,
and sorry, suck is probably too harsh of a term. Like, Hale Center Theater has some great performances, but it's
yeah,
like $80 a ticket. It's like,
yeah,
you've been to Hale Center Theater? It was
yes,
like,
yeah,
I don't know if this performance was $80 a ticket worth, but I'm
yeah,
happy that I came this one time, but I'm not going to make this a
a
regular
regular
occurring
thing.
thing.
Yeah, their Beauty and the Beast thing was worth $80. It was really good, and the girls liked it. Like the performance and the all the
Is it
songs they had.
$80? I honestly haven't been in a long time.
I think it was like
Is
60
that high?
plus.
Yeah, that might be high.
You know, I'm sure there's some performances that are more than that, but like just the venues in general. Like when we went and saw Collective Soul, like I'm old. I like to sit down between sets, or or if there's a new song that they want to play that I have zero interest in. Sometimes I just want to rest the old feet. And when we went to go see Collective Soul, yeah, didn't get to sit. It was just standing. It was essentially just like this big open room where you go to go stand, which I would have loved, and I did love. when I was younger, because you just get up close and kind of rock out. I'm not into the whole just rocking out the entire time anymore. Like I'll stand for songs and have a good time and sing, but just at my age, I'm just more of like I
Like
just
sitting down.
like to vibe, like to vibe to it, and I don't mind that people do. I mean, don't get me started on people when they get mad at someone for standing up in front of them during a concert. I'm like, they're having a good time. Who
Yeah.
fucking cares? Why are you pissed off? I had someone get mad at my wife. She was at a country concert, and her friends were standing up and dancing, and the people behind them like, you should have got floor seats if you wanted to stand the whole time. I was like, there weren't any floor seats, and we're not standing the whole. We're standing for some of these songs. Like, fuck people. People
But you want to
suck.
know why those people behind you are pissed off? It's because they're spending so much money on a ticket, and they think they're entitled to the exact experience
Yeah,
that the price of that ticket was.
sure.
Like not to say one is wrong or right, but like that's where they probably suck in real life too. But
Yeah.
that's probably where a lot of it's kind of like I spent how much was it every single GD
Dude.
concert I go to is like $200 per
Yes.
ticket, like no matter what
I
per
think,
ticket.
luckily, I think it was like $100. It wasn't super crazy.
Yeah, man.
But no, you're right. Like, just look at like the average, which will blend perfectly into our top 10 list today. But like, if you go to any concert, I mean, what was the Foo Fighters one? Was it like, I should know, I bought them.
I feel like they're like 200. Like every
200
concert I've gone to in the last
and-
however long is like at least $200.
That was the face value one. Like that, I bought those pre-sale. Oh, maybe that's when I was getting. Oh, that might have been the one I was pissed off about because the Ticketmaster was screwing things up. But I was able to secure them finally. But yeah, I think those are like 200 and something bucks. Yeah, it's just. But the fees, man, the fees are what drive me crazy too. It's like you buy $100 ticket. You buy 2 tickets for $200 and it costs you $300. Like,
Yeah.
The markup that they put on this is so crazy. I think about it every time I buy a ticket. I'm like, oh my gosh, Ticketmaster has so much money. The amount of money they can use to lobby the government and lobby to be able to not get in trouble. What will happen? All right, let me give you my prediction with what happens with. My first prediction is nothing. Nothing happens to the Ticketmaster. It just goes into, this is going to be drawn out for years. Or if it does come back where they get split up, they will eventually figure out a way to control everything again. That's just how it is. Because didn't Microsoft get broken up at some point? And then,
right.
You know what? I'm
We're gonna
still
do this
using
now. Well,
Microsoft. Yeah.
It's because there's new and emerging technologies that come up where it's like, all right, now we're going to enter this thing that just came up, which is going to be huge for us to take advantage of.
Yes, exactly. It never ends. That's we're all hopeless. We're all slaves to this, and that's all it's going to be. Like, it's fun to kind of vent about this, and I'd love to hear people's horror stories of dealing with Ticketmaster because there are tens of thousands, if not millions, of horror stories that people have had to deal with that. But yeah, it's just I hope something happens. I don't know what it would be. Like, that's literally my only idea was all these artists have to come together and build their own venues, which would eventually get bought out by Ticketmaster.
Yeah, because they're multi-billion-dollar companies. They're still worth more than all of those artists combined.
Yes.
Like I was wondering if they could go down like the England route, but I imagine like if like the DOJ is like, all right, cool, now you have to start selling them at face value. They just start jacking up their fees.
Dude.
Like, all right, cool, transfer fees are now double the price or whatever.
Could I tell you how the scalpers circumnavigated that whole thing?
No.
What they did was they made so they would make so it's like you have to have one account, one Ticketmaster account, and that Ticketmaster account, you have to sell that. If you sell your ticket, it has to be at face value. What the scalpers did was made 500 Ticketmaster accounts, bought those tickets, and then would sell access to their Ticketmaster account so people could use those tickets. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like essentially like, all right, here's the login and password. It was $200. If you want it, it's $400 if you want the login and password for that Ticketmaster account. And so that's how they still get around it over there. Like, this is my thing is like, scalpers will always
find a way.
They're always ahead. They're always ahead of the game. And if for some reason they get behind for a little while, they'll figure it out and find a way to just completely screw people over.
And then find a way to legalize it too. Cause like if you like, this isn't actually true because artists are getting paid, but like essentially what is Spotify? It's Napster, but with like some money coming in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like essentially every song that you could ever want to listen to is on Spotify. And I'm not like bad mouthing, like good for them. Like they found a way to legally make billions of dollars off of artists' work. And then the artist just had to say like, okay, sounds good. I think that's what's interesting about this is like how little power artists actually have.
Yeah.
Over
They really don't.
anything that
They
they
have,
do.
like,
And
no
yet
power.
these are the people that we listen to, the people who are getting cucked, no offense, they're getting cut by all of these like major corporations. Like, oh, you have an opinion? That means that you're smart. No, they can't even control their own IP. They have to just be like, okay, cool, Spotify. And then people like celebrate. I don't know why I just got second wind rant. Like the Taylor Swift thing where she like re-recorded all of her stuff herself and people are like, oh, this is awesome. Like, and now they're on Spotify. Like, it's cool. It is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think that's like a pretty good like FU that she did where it's like, all right, well, I'm going to create, you're not going to give me my masters. I'm going to create my own. Here's like the new stuff. Everybody go listen to these ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume they're still making money on those other ones. She has a really loyal fan base, but I'm sure they're still making money, not nearly as much, right?
Right.
But Spotify is still profiting off of all of that hard work that she did. And don't get me wrong, she's a billionaire now. She's like making a bunch of money. But like, even when it seems really cool and seems like they're like saying F you to the man still has a grasp over all of the monies.
Yes.
End of rant.
I think, like, in all honesty, if the best thing that could come out of the whole Ticketmaster thing is if they were able to be like, hey, it's 10% is the top that you can add on in fees, or just something like that. Like, no more like dynamic fee pricing. Like, it's just, this is what it is. You can't go more than that. Like where we could compromise somewhere, that would be nice. And then if they could somehow go after these scalpers and just get rid of them, because like there's a way to do that. They just don't. So that would be my, I guess, two things that if the most positive thing that could happen would be those two things.
God. And there's nothing we can do.
And there's not a damn thing we can do about it. But that's fine. Whatever. Like, that's, I guess that is our thing. That's our podcast. It'd be great if we could do something. Obviously we can't. But if
anyone who has some ideas, let us know. That doesn't involve murder.
Mm-hmm. But
ideally,
we can leave. We'll leave that on the table.
It's the top 10.
All right, Alex, I got a great top 10 for you that is very relatable to what we have just been talking about.
Top 10 artists of all time.
Okay. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. So it is the top 10 most expensive tickets.
Oh my God.
I did it for the past 10 years, but you want to know, like, you don't have to go back that far. So the most expensive tickets, on the secondary market. So we're pissed off about the secondary market. So we'll do that. And then after that, I'll let you know what the face value of those tickets were. So
okay. Well, I got to start with Taylor Swift just in case.
Well, that would be number one, Alex. Okay. Number one is Taylor Swift.
All right. Got to go with the safe one, because I don't think I'm going to do this one. There's just so many artists. I'm going to do like the most popular people, but
yes, the most popular.
Billie Eilish.
Like, you want to know what? No, not on there.
And she's super popular. I'm telling you.
I know.
On the secondary, Mumford & Sons.
No.
Oh my God. You
got way more popular than that. And you have to think of
Bruno Mars.
Good, Alex. Good. Bruno Mars is number 4.
Oh my gosh. So what? I guess Mumford & Sons. Who's the other stupid guess I had?
No, Billie Eilish was a good guess.
Billie Eilish.
I would have guessed Billie Eilish.
And then you said Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars was number 4. Taylor Swift was number 1.
Can I ask you, you don't have to like, were there any like surprises on this list where you're like, what?
Yeah, because it's I'll give you a really good hint. It's a concert I went to.
Okay. Bruno Mars, I got to do like, dude, this is like where I suck. And this is the last 10 years, super, because I'm so indie, guys. Like, I don't listen to.
Okay, so to help you out, it's the last 10 years, but I mean, this is probably of all time, to be completely honest.
Because of inflation.
Yeah, just because the tickets weren't that expensive 10 years ago.
Just doing a just in casey on this one, Elton John.
Elton John is number 8 for his
I would
Farewell
be
Yellow
so
Brick
mad
Road
if I didn't
tour.
like, because I was like, that one, like, if I didn't guess it, because I was just like, it seems like, all right, so I got 3. Who's been like winning Grammys a lot? That's why I said Billie Eilish, though. Oh,
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Beyonce, number 3, Alex.
Okay. So I'm feeling a little better. I'm at 4. I just got to get one more. Oh my gosh. I should just be thinking of like Super Bowl performances. Coldplay.
Coldplay, number 9.
Yes. All right, here we go. I found my second wind. Coldplay. All right, so I was like super nervous about this. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. All right, who else has played the Super Bowl?
I would think like there's like some surprising, like number 2 is kind of very surprising to me.
I'm gonna go, since I already got it, Lady Gaga.
Well, that's a good guess. Not on there.
Okay, she was like one of my backup guesses. Number 9. I do such a. I apologize to everyone. Whenever like I finally get it, I'm like, oh, I can just guess, and then I still think about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just gonna do this. Super Bowl performances last 10 years. Is it cheating? I don't know.
No.
Kendrick Lamar.
No.
Damn it. All right, and I got one more guess. That would surprise me greatly. I'm gonna go with The Weeknd.
That's a good guess. No, he's not
All
on
right,
there.
I'm out. I did my last 2 guesses, but I got 5.
You got your 5. All right, so number 1
Intrigued.
was Taylor Swift. The face value was $204, like on average. The secondary, $1,500.
Jesus Christ.
Number 2.
And what's crazy too, that money goes to either Ticketmaster or the person selling it.
It does not go to the artist at all. As far as I know. They don't see any of that money. Number 2 is Bruce Springsteen for his Broadway residency.
Okay.
The average was around, I mean, this is an expensive concert. It was around $500 for the face value. And then, because I don't think he had a lot of performances. So $500.
Are there like some artists that you just never got? Like I never got Bruce Springsteen, like why everybody loves him. Like Lady Gaga, I'm not a huge fan of, but I get why people like her. Similar with like Kendrick Lamar. Anyways,
I think a lot of that is if you grew up like your older brother was listening to him or your dad was listening to him or whatever. I think that's where, I don't know.
There's some songs I like by it.
Born
in the USA is a song.
That's not about patriotism. All right. So his was average $500. The secondary was $1,500. Beyonce, her average was $150. Secondary, $419. Bruno Mars, his average was $150. His was $419 as well in the secondary market. Olivia
Rodrigo.
Yeah. Olivia Rodrigo's number 5.
Her.
That's fine. I would not have guessed her.
Never guessed her.
Her average was $150 for the face value and $397 for the secondary. Adele was number 6 for her Las Vegas residency. The average ticket was $225 for the face value, which is crazy because I actually looked at these and I guess I looked way late. The average for the secondary was $375. I'll tell you what, the tickets that I was looking at was nowhere near $375. Did not go. Number 7 is Rolling Stones, the No Filter Tour. Their average ticket price was $125. The secondary was $277. Elton John was number 8. His was $100 average for face value and $275 for the secondary. Let's say Coldplay was theirs was between $75 and $125. It has the average. I don't know why they couldn't figure that out. And then the last one, Oasis. I tried to give you that.
Yeah, that was stupid and bad. Not guess.
Oasis reunion tour. Their average was $100 for the. Well, this must have been the nosebleeds. Okay, whatever. $100, and their secondary was $220. So that's
Do you know what Monty paid for that? Like,
I don't remember what his last second ticket was. I don't remember what I paid Ryan for the tickets, to be completely honest. I think it was around $200, I believe. I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, so that's why all of the concerts I'm paying for are $200. It's just because it is all the secondary market is when I get them.
But even with the one we got with Ryan, that one wasn't. That was not secondary. I think he got that in the pre-sale.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's why I always try and do pre-sale if I can. That's what I try to do. So that's what it is. But that's today's top 10.
Switching over to some business advice. Hey, I work for Ticketmaster. Should I
Any
start
way
a
should
competing
I
company?
any way I can raise fees and not have people get mad?
Hey guys, I run a small residential landscaping company with 4 employees. One of my guys has been with me about 2 years. Good worker, customers like him, and I've invested a lot training him. Last week, a client casually mentioned that he gave her a quote for a landscaping job on the side. Quote was for a job I had already looked at, but turned down because it wasn't worth the drive for my crew. Apparently, my employee told her he runs his own little landscaping business on weekends. Now I'm hearing from another client that he might have given them his personal number too. I don't have any non-compete or non-solicitation agreement in place, which I know is my fault. At the same time, it feels like he's using relationships he built through my company to line up his own work. Do I confront him, fire him, ignore it since it's technically his own time? I don't want to lose a good employee, but I also don't want to train my own competition. What would you do? That sucks. That sucks.
I would immediately get that contract signed. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we have a new thing we need everyone to sign, because then he might probably just quit. I mean, so you don't even have to fire him. You might just quit. And then you don't have to worry about unemployment or anything like that. I would have everyone sign that immediately. And then if he's not big enough yet, he might not quit, but then that protects you and your business. That's what you have to do. That you have to get them to sign it, and then after he signs it, then you talk to him. And then if he doesn't sign it, refuses to, then you're like, hey, this is mandatory. You have to sign it. That you can either sign it or you can quit. And then those are really your only options.
Yeah, I'd have nothing. Like, I think that's spot on. Like, get him to sign it.
Yeah.
Gotta get something for that.
Yeah.
But our condolences. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hey, Alex and Aaron, I started a commercial cleaning business about a year and a half ago. I'm still small, 2 employees and myself, but I landed a contract with a local gym chain that has 3 locations. It's about 60,000 of my revenue. Oh, sorry, 60% of my revenue
Oh,
right
so,
now.
wow.
At first, it felt like hitting the jackpot, but lately it's been stressful. They constantly add little requests, wipe down extra equipment, clean offices, do day porter stuff.
Yeah. That just
You know,
means like
I don't know what that means.
during the day you're doing cleaning. So you'll yeah.
During busy hours, none of it was in the original agreement, but it's always framed as, hey, can you just do this quick thing? If I say no, I'm worried I'll just find another clean. They'll just find another cleaner and I'll lose more than half my business overnight. My employees are starting to complain because the scope keeps growing, but the pay hasn't changed. I'm also working hours myself to keep them happy. At what point do you push back on a client like this, and how do you do it without blowing up the relationship that's basically paying your bills right now?
I would ask them if they already have a good relationship with them. Like, is it just a purely business relationship, or have you got? This is why we preach build good relationships with your clients, because then you can have these types of conversations where it's more of like, it's like, hey man, like,
Hey, man.
like you can have like real conversations with them. What the best way to do this is like, hey, listen, we want to make sure that you are taken care of the best way possible. I still have to pay my employees when they do all this extra stuff. So what I can do is I can tell you, if you want to add this stuff, that's totally fine. We can absolutely do that. But obviously I have to pay my employees. So here's how much it would cost to add these extra services. And if you don't go in like all aggro and you're just going there logically, there should be fine. And if not, then
Probably with someone you didn't want to have anyways.
yeah,
Long term.
which sucks. That does suck.
Yeah.
I did have a client that would do that. There's like, hey, we want to do this and do that, and I was like, that's fine. Luckily, I was at as close. I was like, we can do whatever you want us to do, but we are going to have to charge. Yeah, we're going to have to charge you to do this extra stuff because I have to pay that person to do it. So I just can't do it for free. And they were always like, oh yeah. And it's funny because as soon as I mentioned that, like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
why wouldn't you pay me? So this conversation that you probably in your mind, like, they want it for free and they're going to get so mad when I bring up that it actually costs money to do this. Like, they're going to be like, oh yeah, probably maybe in their mind, they're like, oh, I was expecting to get charged more and you never charged me more. So I would go in with kind of that attitude.
Yeah, because just because they're framing it, hey, can you just do this quick thing, doesn't necessarily mean that they expect it for free.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
So, like, you still need to talk with them about it. But I think just another one where Aaron like hit it spot on, where it's got to have that conversation. And if you're coming from it from like a numbers and cents standpoint, there's no way that they're going to be like. And remember, like, this is it sounds like a large client, potentially like a large gym in your area. Like, I imagine whoever you're dealing with is probably not the gym owner. I didn't see any mention of that, and they aren't going to care. Be like, oh, okay, cool. It's another $100. Sounds good.
And another thing is another good tactic too is when you're explaining it very calmly, like, yeah, because most gyms have like different access things, or like, hey, if you want this extra premium membership to have access to the massage chairs, whatever, that costs this much, like, you could just bring that back and be like, it's kind of like, you have your premium services or packages, and then you charge more for that. Like, if you want these extra services I'm doing, it's the exact same thing. I'm gonna have to charge a little bit more. It's the same thing that you do. So you could go with that angle as well.
Yeah. And then I'll please leave your questions at unsexybusinessmen@gmail.com, or leave them in the comments, and we will chat with y'all next week. Thank you for listening to the Unsexy Businessmen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. Now go get to work.